Hi, today we're talking about not having it all figured out after your child comes out as being transgender. When my son Leo came out as transgender at the start of 2016, I felt like I had to know everything there was to know about what it meant to be transgender and what it meant for Leo to be transgender and what his next steps were and what it meant for me to be the parent of a transgender child, like in the first day, or at least by the end of that first week. And looking back on that now, almost 10 years later, that seems crazy. But what I understand now about myself and about that time is that I was looking for some kind of control, some kind of stability to calm down the chaos that I felt, because in those first days, and especially that very first day, everything felt chaotic and it felt like my whole world had turned upside down and on its head, and nothing made sense. And I didn't understand what was going on and what it meant for Leo to say that he was a transgender person. And so I, as a person who thrives in a controlled, orderly environment, it's how I manage my anxiety, was looking for some way to put everything back into order. And that was what I did. I took to Google and I wanted to know all of the things. Well, you obviously can't know everything there is to know about what it means to be transgender in one day or 1 week, and I know that because I tried. But also, you shouldn't take that path. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your journey as the parent of a transgender child. The best advice I could offer you, if you are just learning that your child is transgender or somebody else that you love, is to go slow in those first days, especially that first day, is to just sit with that news for a while. What does it mean to you to have learned that information? How are you feeling? Um, what does it feel like in your body? What are your emotions? Maybe journal that information so that you could work out some of those feelings, either with yourself or with a trained professional. And then take some time later to think about, what does it mean for you to have a transgender child? What are some thoughts that you have about that? And then maybe um, don't worry what anybody else thinks about it, because it doesn't matter. People are going to have a lot of thoughts about your child being transgender and about you being the parent of a transgender child, especially in this day and age. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people who don't have a positive opinion about your child being transgender. And what you can do about that really is nothing. You can't change people's opinion about your child or about your role as the parent of a transgender child. And so don't worry about what other people think. The only thing that matters is what you think. Your opinion about your child is the most important thing. And so keep loving and supporting your child and showing up the best way that you can for them. And remember that you're new to being the parent of a transgender child. And being a beginner at anything isn't easy. And this won't always be easy. So go slow and take your time, and don't worry about having it all figured out yet. We'll talk more soon.